guys, Hopster here, and today I'm going to be covering the new update, Reworking, that's X.25.0.0, whatever. It's going to cover mostly reworks of items and two dungeons, the Ice Cave and the Mountain Temple. So jumping right into the Ice Cave, there is more enemy variety, so they added the two new enemy sprites. They're kind of interesting looking. They're not very hard to kill at all, so don't worry that much about it. They also changed the entire dungeon to spawn two different locations that converge to the leech pad. They added rocks and damaging tiles all around the dungeon, as well as tweaked most of the old enemies' shots and what they do, just less spam and vulnerability. It's a very quick dungeon now once you get to the boss. They also redid the boss fight. It is now based on damage instead of time, so thank God the Cool Ranch Dorito Rain is almost over. You have to go through two phases of that, though. They also made the creepy, weird, dark image spirit monsters. They shoot more, and they rotate when they're the bigger forms. And overall, pretty cool. They took out the chest and reworked the loot. It's funny because I actually get a white bag from the one I went and soloed to test it out. Speaking of Ice Cave Whites, they reworked the Staff of Esben. They upped the projectile speed from 10 tiles per second to 16 tiles per second while keeping the range. Increased the rate of fire by 10% and increased the damage by 2.5 average. They also increased the Fame bonus to 6, got rid of the attack, and buffed the feed power by 100. I tested this out for a little bit. It's still pretty situational, but it is definitely way better than it was before, which is always awesome to see. Forgotten UTs getting their changes. Jumping into the other dungeon, the Mountain Temple, they added a treasure room, so there'll be these lanterns in the outdoor themed rooms that you have to break, and as well as one in the boss room. There's a little branch off of that now, so once you break all of those, it opens up a nice little box with a weird chest sprite in it, which you can kill for supposedly pretty much another boss. It doesn't actually shoot, so don't worry about it attacking you and all that stuff. They also made a new orb drop instead of the Kagaboshi in there. It's the Orb of the Aether. It's kind of like a trap in that it sets out like a little thingy that sits there and pulsates, paralyzed, and slow. It's a pretty cool concept. I like the sprite. It looks like a little pink cloud trapped inside an orb. It'll be interesting to do a review on that once I get it. As for the Wand of the Fallen, they also buffed it. They gave it faster projectile speed, and they upped the damage by 2.5 average. The Kakaboshi was given to the Jade and Garnet statues as an event white. So those of you who already have it, you can say you have an event white, which is pretty neat. They upped the projectile speed on it as well, and they upped the damage by 60 average. So this actually may be a viable shuriken now. I wouldn't really recommend using it as a general shuriken for damage on bosses. The Doom Circle and the Midnight Star both have a dominant use over it, but it does pierce, so that is pretty cool. Now that it actually does damage, I will probably be using it whenever I play Ninja, which is never. And then they fixed a few crashes and some quality of life, like default camera angle is 0 degrees, and the default chat star requirement is now set to 2 stars, so you probably can't even see yourself type. I don't know, I haven't tested that out yet. It's kind of interesting. They also fixed damage thresholds in Davy Jones' Locker, Orcs' Chambers, Wine Cellar, Sprite World, Undead Lair, and Abyss of Demons. They don't actually say what this means. Did they lower it or raise it? I have no idea. I'm all for raising the SB thresholds, especially since they introduced HP scaling. It makes sense to have to work harder to get your loot. Anyway, I'm going to throw on the gameplay of me soloing that Ice Cave. It's kind of more of a fight now, so it might actually be interesting to you if you are interested in what to expect in the Ice Cave. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Just last week you called me, the way you're talking is driving me insane. last week you called me. The way you're talking is driving me insane. Hello,